Hello, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, the co host of this segment with Dalsimer, the author of this book, It's Okay Not to Be Fabulous Every Day. This is week number 2 of our series, so we welcome you guys tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. There are friends over there on Instagram. I can go ahead and let you guys in. We're about to connect with our friends on Amazon. We were having some updating issues with Amazon, but I think we got everything situated and we are live on Amazon Live for week 2 of It's Okay Not to Be Fabulous Every Day with Dalsimer and myself. Hope you guys enjoyed last week's introduction. Allie, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day, my friend, and happy Valentine's Day to folks tuning in and those who will listen later. Gotta love Saint Valentine, patron saint of young couples and honeybees, which they need the protection.
And look, and lots of discounts on candy. Let's talk about the important things here.
Right, right. Chocolate. This is what
right,
life is about. Chocolate.
right.
Absolutely.
So if you guys have any questions or comments for Allie, make sure you guys do put those in the chat. For those joining us on Amazon, we have the book highlighted for you guys. You can get it for a really good price. The print edition is $10.95, as you can see there. And also, of course, you can get the Kindle edition for $5.99. Allie, before we jump into today's topic, where we kind of talk about the genesis of this book and what
Yeah.
you hope readers and our viewers and listeners take away from it, what was it like for you to sit and reflect on week 1 in the beginning of the series?
Wow. Okay. So throw me a question I didn't expect but should have. It was really interesting. This is the first time I've shared hosting duties with a co-host on a podcast, and it was a learning experience a lot for me. What I took home from it more than anything was that introducing people to new ideas, new concepts, new whatever is really what life is all about at sort of every level. You get that a lot when you're a kid. You go to, you learn to walk. You taste ice cream for the first time. You go to school, whatever. And then you move on. And then for some reason, at some point in our lives, trying new things and becoming introduced to new things suddenly becomes scary, right? It's like the unknown. And we develop these fears. Fear is obviously a survival instinct, but
Right.
it's something we seem to develop as we move along. And so in thinking about, reflecting about, sort of introducing, I personally thought about my introduction to life as an author. That was my personal thing, and it was scary, but it was exciting. And I think that nothing ventured, nothing gained, man. You just gotta go for things in life, and that was my take home from. I don't know, it's sort of completely off topic from the book, but that was my take home from our conversation last week.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, that's great. I'm always curious, especially when we're starting a new series on any platform, but one that's simulcast like this, as to how the co-host feels about it. Because again, it's your work that we're we're discussing. So I want to make sure you're feeling good about it. And I got nothing but great responses myself.
Oh, great.
So today what we're doing is really interesting. Last week you shared with us the introduction, Allie. Today we're talking about how it all began, and I'll throw it over to
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to read the little front section, which is how it began, and also, is this book for you? Because not all self-help books are, and actually, I'll just take an aside if I can. I
Yeah,
can, right?
yeah.
So yeah, so I should have thought of this before, but the whole and I talk about this like I can't read a self-help book. Like self-help books, 200-300 pages. I just feel like a complete failure when I read them, because I'm like,
Mm.
okay, I'm going to read this book, and everybody says if I follow what it says, I'm going to do whatever it is that I want to do. And I can't. You know what? People give me self-help books. I've got this one here, Becoming a Better You, Joel Osteen, which a friend gave me a few years ago. I didn't actually read it all. Um, and then my daughter, she loves self-help books. She buys every self-help book, and she gets so much out of them. She gave me this one by Jamie Lee Kearns, which is worthy. And I started reading. It was a very interesting story. This is as far as I got, page 20. And then she recently gave me a book. She gave me a book. Well, actually, it's been a few months now. Is this it? I think this is it. Yeah. The Power of One, Ed Milet. My daughter loves Ed Milet, right? Like she sent me this podcast yesterday. And it's 20 things to do to be successful. And I listened to the first one. It was make a to-do list. I'm like, I make a to-do list. And I texted her and I was like, yeah, so can you just tell me what the 20 things are? Because I don't really want to listen to this hour-long podcast. And she's like, no, you have to listen to the whole thing. And so anyway, I tried to read this book and okay, so I got to page 16, but it must have been a year ago she gave it to me.
Oh, wow.
She gave me this Valentine.
Oh.
Read. Heavily meditated. Oh my God, that's so cool. I'm so glad I opened. I'm so glad I thought of that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah. So anyway, that's a little bit of backstory about if this book is good for you, because you know, if you're into those kind of books, this book may not be good for you. But now I'm going to start how it all began, which is what you asked me to do. All right. How it all began. I began this compilation in late summer 2019 with the intent of providing a bit of life guidance for my kids as they launched into the world. The original title was Electric Blue Typewriter, and my introductory page read, Advice from Life's Encounters, Movies, Books, and who knows what else. Here are tips I've gleaned that I'm sharing to help you deal with the ups and downs, ins and outs, and vagaries of this weird journey we call life. Never forget that all the lessons you need to be successful, you learned in kindergarten. Say please and thank you, share, work hard, play fair, and clean up after yourselves. And if you do only one thing, make it to live the golden rule. Be kind, be good, be humble, treat people with respect and kindness. Walk away if they don't treat you the same. Talk to others the way you'd like them to talk to you. Disengage if they are rude or abrasive. Listen when other people speak rather than ponder the point you want to make next. Help when and as you are able, provided you don't harm yourself in the process. I love you both. Then life got busy until now. Is this book for you? This book is a compilation of sayings, quotes, observations, and other nuggets of wisdom and interest gleaned from a wide array of sources that help me confront and conquer adversities on a daily basis. I share them here in hopes that they help you too. This book is for people of all shapes, sizes, colors, backgrounds, who are busy or not busy, working or not working, old or young, gender conforming or not, who are dealing with life's inflection points. If you would like help finding kindness and self-love as you circumnavigate the pebbles and boulders that trip us up as we trek along life's path, this book can help. Whether you're dealing with death of a loved one, divorce, starting or ending a career, changing schools, becoming an empty nesters, or just feeling lost, this book provides a brief talisman to help you steer straight and stay sane in crazy times. And so when I read this morning in preparation for for our podcast here today, I realized that, or I remembered rather, that I had written this after I wrote the whole manuscript. And so, Cyrus, you know this, you've written a book, right? So more than one. You write it, you write the manuscript, and then you go back and you revise, review. It takes you X amount of time to write the manuscript, and then you spend 5 times that much time reviewing, revising, finding the weak words, all that stuff. And then you're like, I am sick of this thing. I can't look at it anymore. I have to put it aside for a couple weeks. And so I had done that. And then when I remembered reading it this morning, that when I went back to it, I realized, wow, I've come along my journey. And of course, that's what I'm hoping people will take away from this, is that they come along their journey. And so then I was like, they're going to be interested in how this started. And that's why I wrote How It All Began. And then I was like thinking about the whole, I just read a self-help book from somebody who doesn't read self-help books. Like, how stupid is that, right? And then I thought, well, let me just try to frame it for other people. So they're not like, here's this woman who has said she doesn't read self-help books, writing a self-help book. Why should we listen to her? And I put in, is this book for you? And I didn't read it, but there's a section that's like, if these books, the longer form, more prescriptive books work for you, because my book is not prescriptive. It's very open. It's just provides some general guidance and some thoughts for you to personally interpret in a very unique and individualized way, as opposed to the more one size fits all kind of approach. And, so I thought, well, okay, I'm going to put this in, because that way people can know right up front if this book is going to work for them. Because, if it's not going to work for you, you shouldn't get it. And so that was really nice. And I'm just so glad that you asked if I'd be willing to do this with you, because remembering that has really energized me and reminded me how this journey did begin. Even though I discuss it a lot, it really internally reminded me of that. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you for that. And it's so funny that you're saying this. I didn't know you were going to say that. I want to say a quick hello to you guys over there on Amazon. Thank you so much for getting the book. I hope if you guys have a question or comment for Allie, again, this is just week 2 of our series we're doing together. If you guys have a question or comment, make sure you guys do put those in the chat. We'll be glad to be able to respond to those. And you guys over there on YouTube, I see you guys as well. Also on Facebook, if you guys have any questions or comments for Allie, put those in the chat too. It's so funny you said that though, Allie, because Makita Smith, who also has a series with us here on Amazon with her book, Flying Over 50 at Any Age, she literally just said the same thing to me yesterday after our show, that going through this book and this series is helping her to better appreciate the person not only she is today, but also how she got here. And what I thought when I was preparing for today, it's interesting, it kind of goes along with what you were saying, is that one of the mistakes people make, Allie, I took away from this, is that thinking that we are for everyone in life, and that everyone is going to agree with us or should agree with us. And what your book in the very beginning does is gives us the permission to disagree with you. and to know it's okay doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make us a bad person, but understanding that what may be good for Allie may not be good for us. And I think just that in itself, it helps people to better validate themselves and their opinions and feel okay about that than feeling demoralized for not feeling a certain way about something. Was that also part of your hope? I know you talked about yourself, but was it also part of your hope that people would know it's okay not only not to be fabulous, but it's okay not to agree with everything that people say?
Absolutely, 100%. And you raised that in a previous conversation, just that it's okay part. Right? Yeah. It's okay. And just it's okay in and of itself is so much, because we all put so much pressure on ourselves. We feel pressure from other people. And everybody's journey is very individual, because we're all very unique people, and what works for one person isn't going to work for another. And it is okay. Like, there's nothing in life, really, if you think about it, if you're trying to focus on yourself and your improvement, there's really nothing that's not okay. You're not, as long as you're not harming someone or doing, something that negatively impacts the universe in some way, which, if you're trying to do something positive for yourself, it shouldn't. However that works for you, that's great. That's why we have, that's why we have a variety of chocolates, right? Some people like light, some people like dark, some people like white, some people like, liqueur filled, whatever. But, variety is the spice of life, and we're all individuals, and it's just so important to just tread your own journey and come to whatever unique conclusions that you may find along the way.
Yeah. It goes to what Ellen says on Instagram. Hello to you, Ellen. Ellen says hello, first of all. And then she says,
hello.
I know that everybody can't do Ellen, and I'm cool with that. I'm a handful. But I think there's something else that's very interesting. Hey, Melissa, good to be able to see you over there on Facebook. Something else very interesting about this that I literally just thought about as you were talking. Had not thought about it when I first read the book, when I first was prepping for today. Because it's interesting now, as I'm replaying, as I do annoyingly to my friends and family, Allie, I replay conversations and words. So basically, this book is letting us know it's not about trying to be fixed.
No.
That's really what you're saying in the introduction. This book is not even about... And you even gave the examples of those individuals, not saying those individuals won't be helpful to people by the things they say, but I think maybe approaching things in a different way, because then it begs the question, who says there's something wrong with you, right? And so this book really is more of a mirror to self conversation than trying to become something for someone else. Would you agree?
100%. I think that's so much of our problem, Cyrus, is that we're always trying to please other people, and we
Hmm.
lose ourselves in the process.
Yeah.
And it took me decades to realize that I'm not ugly, fat with pointy ears, right? Because that was what I internalized as a young person, and
Yeah.
that was the mindset that I lived in. And first of all, why should anyone else care what I look like, right?
Hmm.
I'm just me, and no one should care, what I look like, what I do, what my preferences are, who I am as an individual, especially if they don't know me that well.
Right.
And the reality is that we put so much pressure on ourselves, and that's really the first part of the journey. That everybody's journey is self acceptance, and you have to learn to accept who you are. And
Yeah.
once you accept that, oh, this is who I am, and understand, like deep in your heart, understand that there's nothing wrong with who you are.
Hmm.
You are who you are. That's just a fact. There's no good or bad. It just is. And then you can take that next step to say, you know what? I actually like who I am, right?
Right.
Because honestly, we're all each our own best friend. And if you can't be your own best friend, that's where a lot of sadness and misery starts, a lot of depression starts, because in the end, we're the ones who need to watch out for us. Yes, you
Yeah.
can watch out for your brother, and your brother can watch out for you, but you got to watch out for yourself. And a lot of that has to do with realizing that you are a worthy person. Your dreams are worthwhile and worth pursuing. And it's okay to acknowledge that and move forward in that knowledge towards self love and then achieving your goals and dreams.
Yeah. And you say that in two different ways, Allie, in what you shared with us today, because as you were talking about this book, you say actually in the book, the decision to publish this thin volume was predicated on a desire to help guide others through that same process, because we all deserve to live a successful life. And then you say one word, success, in quotation, means feeling deeply satisfied with who you are, where we are, and who we're with. And then at the latter end of about is this book for us, you even say there, and I thought this was an important part to underline, to embrace the best in who you are and who you ultimately can be. And I think that is again not thinking about anyone else, but knowing that
Yeah.
we have to live with us.
Yeah. And I
And
might have I might have skipped that part. Sorry about that, Cyrus. Thank
no,
you
no,
for
no, no,
raising
no,
it.
no. I mean, but I just thought it was a great connection to what you were just saying.
Yeah.
Because I think that is the part, I had said to you, I think it was off camera last week or before, that you kind of, in my opinion, as a reader, have really kind of made fabulous and success synonymous.
Hmm.
And both of them are personal, because your idea of fabulous may be totally different than mine. you know, just like my idea of success might be totally different than yours. And so I think that is the permission slip. I go back to what I said last week about that this book kind of offers is not trying to conform, but just being able to be.
Absolutely. And that gets back to I really believe very wholeheartedly that a one size fits all approach really doesn't work for anything, like
Mhm.
really anything in life. Um, and and maybe that's why a more prescriptive format doesn't work for me,
Yeah,
because a one size fits all will fit some, right?
yeah,
Even a broken clock is right twice a
right,
day, right?
exactly.
um, so yeah, my book is not prescriptive. It doesn't tell you how to do whatever. And frankly, if you're not motivated to change and you're not interested in becoming a better you, you know, you can read the book and think, oh yeah, that's great. But if you really are ready to make a change and embrace your what I call your inner fabulosity, because we all have things that are innately in us that lead us to the lives we were meant to live
Yeah,
in a way that we can excel in whatever that means for us. If you're truly ready for that, then then I think my book can help you along that journey. It can help steer you and guide you without telling you what to do or how to do it, because that's a very individual kind of thing.
So true. Again, everyone, Allie Dalsimer is the author of this book, It's Okay Not to Be Fabulous Every Day. Allie, we made it to week 2. This is exciting. So next week, we really get into the nitty gritty of it all. And so we hope you guys will join us. And in the meantime, what we hope will also happen is you guys will continue the conversation in the comment section, whether you're joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or on Instagram, where the replay of this will be available. But love to know what you think. For those of you joining us on X, we appreciate you guys too. Make sure you guys not only, of course, give us a like there, but also if you'd like to share this with your audience, we'll appreciate that as well. Allie, looking forward to next week, but let our audience know in the meantime how they can stay connected with you.
Absolutely. You can reach me through my website, alliedalsimer.com. There's a contact me page. You can email me directly, or you can contact me through any of the socials. They're all, all the contact is turned on. And I would love to hear from folks if you have thoughts, questions, comments. I'm very open to learning and meeting people. So
love that. Love that. And we love the fact that that's going to continue throughout the series. Allie, congratulations to you again. Looking forward to next week. Flavor 12, hello to you. Good to see you over there on IG. And we thank all of you for tuning in to week 2 of It's Okay Not to Be Fabulous Every Day. Again, based on Allie's book here on Amazon. Again, you guys can get the paperback for only $10.95, a great deal, or the Kindle edition there. I'll highlight it for you guys for $5.99. Make sure you guys get it and join the conversation. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.